You're insane. Let me go. What do you want to do with that? Just going to take a piece of your manhood. It was a rainy night in Champlain Heights, Vancouver. After an exhausting day at work, Ethan finally parked outside his apartment building and rushed out to get inside. Hey, fella. Ethan was a single man, living a simple life with his pet cat in a small studio apartment. Much of his day went by occupied in work, and by the time he got home, he didn't have the energy for anything else. As Ethan freshened up, his cat followed him around. Hungry? Me too, fella. Ethan picked up the cat and went to grab the leftovers from the previous night. But when he opened the fridge, he realized he had eaten those leftovers already. Darn. With a sigh, Ethan opened up the pantry to get the cat's food, but even that was finished. He looked out at the rain pouring heavily outside. He was so famished. At the moment, all he wanted to do was lay down in bed and go to sleep. But looking at his cat, he rubbed its back. Sorry, fella. Looks like you'll have to wait a little longer. Once again, Ethan put on his shoes, grabbed his car keys, and decided to take a small trip to the groceries. At nearly midnight, and in this weather, the streets were empty, and by the time he reached the BII Mart, the place seemed to almost deserted. Will that be all? Yeah, that's all. Thank you for shopping at BII Mart. With his couple bags, Ethan hurried in the rain as he got out his car keys to open the back door. But just as he placed the bags inside, he was startled by a voice. "Sir, please help me." Ethan turned to look at a young woman. The bruise on her face instantly caught his attention as he watched her nervously gripping onto her bag. "Please help me. My husband is crazy. If he finds me, he'll take my life." Hearing the woman, Ethan felt a bit panicked and looked around. "Please, he'll be here any moment." "All right, get in the car." As the young woman got in, Ethan quickly scanned the parking lot before he too got in and started the car. He immediately pulled out of the parking lot. "We should get you to the hospital. And then, do you want me to call the cops?" "No, I don't need anything. Would you just please drop me off at my sister's place?" Sure. What's the address? I'll show you the way." As Ethan drove down the empty road, numerous questions ran through his mind. Who was this woman and what really happened to her? I'm Ethan, by the way. Serena. So, how did this all happen? After a moment of silence, Serena said, "I had been suspicious of my husband for quite some time now. I always had this lingering feeling he was hiding something from me. that he was unfaithful to me. We've been married for a couple years now, and initially things were fine. But then our relationship started to get strained. He would be coming home late, wouldn't answer me if I asked him anything about it. Then it was the lies and soon the fights, and he started to become aggressive. But tonight, I caught him. I found out his secret. A secret I wish I could forget. What? My husband has been unfaithful. I thought he had a weakness for women, but I realized his desire was much more than that. He's sadistic. He enjoys playing with life, women, men. He spares no one. He's a serial killer. What? Did you call the police? When he realized I found out everything, he attacked me and I just barely escaped. I don't know what to do. I just need to get to someone I can trust. Please. Ethan turned his eyes to the road, absolutely shocked by what he had just heard. He hoped he wasn't getting himself into trouble tonight. On that note, he increased the speed. He just wanted to drop Serena off as fast as he could. But just then, the car ran over something, and he heard a loud noise from the back. Ethan immediately screeched to a stop and looked out. One of the tires got punctured. Now what? We're still far from my sister's place. Don't worry, I have an extra tire in the back. I'll fix it up. Grabbing his flashlight and his keys, Ethan stepped out into the pouring rain and inspected the tire. There couldn't be a better time. In the rain, he got the trunk keys and opened the back. But the minute he looked inside, he froze. Shh, don't talk. Ethan stared in shock at another young woman crouched in his trunk, anxiously looking at him. Who are you? The young woman ushered him closer before she whispered to him. I heard everything. She's lying to you. Trust me, I'm her roommate. She's not even married. She doesn't have a husband. Jocelyn had been living with Serena for almost a year. For the most part, she had always minded her own business, but as the days went by, she noticed how strange Serena was. Serena had many boyfriends. It was almost like she was with a new guy every week or every month. And then she would break up with them and those men would never be seen again. Jocelyn never mentioned anything to her, but she noticed one thing about all of Serena's boyfriends. They all had that same strange appearance. They would look sickly and seem to constantly be losing weight every time Jocelyn would see them come over. And if she happened to speak to any one of them, she always felt as if they weren't in the right state of mind. Hey, I'm Jocelyn, Serena's roommate. You must be her boyfriend. Where am I? Is he drunk? Jocelyn was struck in curiosity and suspicion as to what was going on. And after months, finally tonight, she discovered the horrifying truth. She's been injecting them with this? Jocelyn found out Serena had been luring these men to the apartment and slow poisoning them before she took their lives and collected there. This is sick. She was petrified by what she saw in Serena's room. But before she could get out of there and get help, she herself was caught. What are you doing here? Serena, you're insane. You should never pry in others' business, sweetheart. Serena attacked Jocelyn right then and there. And though Jocelyn fought back, she managed to hit her over her head. Things had obviously gotten too far, and Serena knew she had to dispose of all the evidence. So she packed Jocelyn's body in her car trunk and drove out to the nearest BII mart to get bleach and sulfuric acid to clean things up. But while she left the car, what she didn't realize was that Jocelyn had not died. When Jocelyn regained her senses, she anxiously waited in the trunk for the right opportunity. She had to get out of here. Finding a wrench, she gripped onto it. And the moment Serena opened the trunk to place her things, Jocelyn hit her with all her might. Serena fell unconscious to the ground as Jocelyn got out and slashed all her tires before she looked around for help. That's when she spotted Ethan's car and hid in his trunk. But just moments later, she realized Serena had come to her senses and ended up in the same car searching for her. She doesn't have a husband. She's not running away from anyone. She's the killer. She's searching for me. I ruined her car, and the only reason she's here is because she needs this one. There's a lipstick in her bag. It's actually a blade. It has poison on it. Be careful. You're insane. Let me go. What are you going to do with that? Just going to take a piece of your manhood. Upon hearing what Jocelyn said, Ethan peered over to check the car. Serena was sitting inside, unaware. He slowly closed the trunk and changed the tire before anxiously getting inside. He didn't know what to do, who to believe. Is everything all right? Serena asked. Yes, Ethan said as he pressed on the accelerator again. As they rode off in the rain, Ethan anxiously wondered what to do. So he decided to test her. How long did you say you and your husband have been married? 2 years? What's his name? It's David. Where is he from? Serena hesitated for a moment and looked at Ethan. He's from here. Let me see if I can reach my sister or a friend. Ethan didn't like the tone of Serena's voice. It seemed every time he asked her something, she had to think before answering him. But now, seeing her open her bag, he was overcome in anxiety remembering what Jocelyn had said. He kept an eye on Serena as she took out her phone and dialed a number. But that's when they both heard a ringtone from behind the car. Ethan immediately looked at Serena. The look in her eyes had changed as she listened to the noise. Ethan knew, she knew. But before Ethan could do anything, Serena pulled out her lipstick. What are you doing? What needs to be done? As soon as Ethan saw Serena twist out the blade, He let the steering go and tried to hold her back. But in the fight, the car swerved on the road and completely lost balance. Ethan woke up to the sound of police sirens. His head hurt tremendously as officers threw off the debris and tried to help him out. As they took Ethan to the ambulance, he stared at the police carrying out Serena's body. She was severely injured, but alive. "Are you all right?" "My arm, I think it's broken." "We'll get you help." "There was another woman." "Yes, she's all right." Ethan turned to look at the other ambulance, spotting Jocelyn as she spoke to the police, giving her testimony. "Officers, she's a criminal. She tried to take my life." Ethan sat there listening to her, shocked by what he experienced tonight. When one of the officers pulled out something from the car. "Officer, there was this bag in the car." That was Serena's bag. But before Ethan could say anything, Jocelyn quickly walked over to the officer. "Oh, that's my bag." "That's her bag?" "But it was with Serena. She took out the blade. Was she really the killer? Or is it her?"
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.